Shall we head over to Ghana now, where some Ghanaians staged a protest in Accra, the country's capital, over the weekend, demanding the immediate expulsion of Nigerians from Ghana using the slogan, "Nigerians must go." The demonstrators blamed Nigerians for rising insecurity and criminal activities in the country, expressing fears that continued Nigerian presence threatens public safety and quality of life. Let's take a look.
We want Nigerians to go back to their country. Ghana is for us. Ghana is not for any foreigner. No Igbo man can come to this country and intimidate us. This country belongs to us. President Mahama, you came for Ghanaians. You said Ghana first. You said you came for the youth. Please take action now. Thank you.
Your country. We love our small Ghana. We don't need you. Nigerian people, you are wicked. Go, go, go. We don't need you. Nigeria must go, go.
We are begging you guys. There is a lot going on in Ghana. We've kept quiet for so long, and it is time we have a review.
This was quite strange to watch Vimbai. The protesters also questioned, heavy Nigerian presence in Ghana despite ECOWAS agreements and called for urgent action to restore safety. The protest followed earlier calls for a Nigeria Must Go demonstration in Ghana planned for July 19th. However, the protest had been cancelled due to a lack of police support. There was also controversy surrounding the installation of Eze Chukwudi Ihene II as the Eze Ndi Igbo Ghana, meaning the king of Igbo people in Ghana, which sparked intense public debate across Ghana. The controversy intensified when images and videos of Eze Ihene II's lavish palace in Accra, adorned with regal emblems, circulated online. This development raised questions about sovereignty, cultural identity, and boundaries of foreign community leadership within the country. In response to the uproar, the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers reportedly moved to abolish the use of Eze Ndi Igbo title by Igbo leaders residing outside Igbo land. In a communique, the council introduced Onyendu Ndi Igbo, meaning leader of Igbos, as the new official title for Igbo leaders in foreign lands or outside Nigeria. Vimbai, a quick comment on this.
Okay, I'll do my best. When I saw this, it obviously reminded me of what happens incessantly in South Africa. Mm-hmm. Initially, we called it xenophobia, which is a traditional term that we have for when people are, when people segregate against another, not necessarily race, but people from a different place. It later evolved to Afrophobia, which is when Africans have segregational behavior towards other Africans, and that's what we see happening here in Ghana. The Afrophobia is around illegal activities that they feel are perpetuated by Nigerians in their communities, which is exactly the same case that happened in South Africa. South Africans would say that the Nigerians in South Africa are illegal, they're responsible for drug trafficking, they're responsible for human trafficking, prostitution, you name it. But you know what the irony of this is that when you look at South Africa now, over the past 2 weeks, the headlines have been awash with the fact that the Minister of Police has been relieved of his duties. They've basically discovered a huge drug cartel within the police force, senior rank of the police force, and within the Ministry of Police as well. What does this show you? It goes to show you that, yes, there's illegal activity. Yes, there are some bad eggs. However, to attribute all of the illegal activity to one nationality in a country is wrong. Mm-hmm. And now you see this happening next door in Ghana, and the difference between Ghanaians and Nigerians is very minimal. They're closer in likeness than you would say Nigeria and South Africa, for example. And of course, Nigerians must go is an echo of that chant from 1983 under President Shagari. However, that was different because it was a mass deportation of illegal immigrants. This one is I'm calling it Afrophobia because these are people that they have neither identified as illegal or convicted as criminals, who they are saying that it must be Nigerians. Mm-hmm. If there's ill in our society, it must be Nigerians, which is very wrong. I think it's very important for us to condemn Afrophobia in its deepest sense, because as Africans, if we cannot create room for each other under these imaginary borders that the white man came and created for us, then where are we going? Because truly, these are imaginary borders. Well, they came on a ship.
Nigeria must go. Where? To where are we going? We're not going anywhere. We're going to be there with you in your country in Ghana. Nigerians have been settling in Ghana way back the 20s and the 30s. In fact, one of the biggest markets in Ghana is named Mokola, after a lot of Nigerians that went out there. All of this started as a political gimmick in the 60s when Kofi Bosia had this Ordinance Act to remove illegal migrants. A lot of Nigerians were removed. In 83, Nigerians still had a lot of problems with the economy. We blame illegal migrants. So we pushed Ghanaians out. But does this settle the matter? No. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies before us and what lies behind us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. A lot lies within us, Nigerians and Ghana. Where are we going to push ourselves? Famous Ghanaian journalist Komla Dumo lived and grew up in Nigeria at some point. The current Nigerian president, Ghanaian president, lives around Kwara State in Nigeria.
All right.
The same too can be said for many Nigerians out there in Ghana. What we should do is, how can we collectively fight the perpetrators of evil and the vice and solve it?
That's the question.
And this matter that they're escalating, in fact, the AZ has come out to say that he means nothing of such. What they just did was they went to whip up sentiment from an old interview of something that never existed. Right. And he has clarified that. So we cannot allow this. Nigerians are not going anywhere. We must come together and make our country work. Nigeria is also adding to the economy of Ghana, just like some Ghanaians are adding to the economy of Nigeria.
All right.
Our common enemy is the West that has destroyed all of us, that have drawn artificial borders. We're not going anywhere.
All right, we have to take our
history has a way of repeating itself, first as a tragedy, subsequently as a farce. But in this particular case, we can just play safe and say history just has a way of repeating itself. In 1954, the Ghanaians expelled Nigerians from Ghana. They did so again in 1959. In 1959, Togo expelled people from Cote d'Ivoire and Dahomey from Togo. That culture of intolerance among people we know as West Africans. In 1975, ECOWAS was established, was founded. Now, the part of the idea of ECOWAS is to allow the free movement of goods and services. But this has not really happened in the real sense of it, because that ideal has not really percolated to the people. In 1983, under Shehu Shagari, president at the time, there were people who were called illegal aliens. And Ghanaians were asked to leave Nigeria. Many Nigerians, Ghanaians have come here to benefit from the oil boom in Nigeria. At the time, they had economic crisis in Ghana. So that was the origin of the word Ghana must go.
Yes.
Now they are saying Nigeria must go. So there's still a lot to be done in terms of integration and togetherness, and to realize the dreams of the founding father of ECOWAS.
Well said, Dr. Abati.